Okay, so we're going to go through how to cut your foam core into a 12 by 12 square. And what I've got here is my cutting rail, which is an aluminum ruler, and it has a raised lip. And so this is how you hold it so that your fingers are protected. And if you can see on my cutting mat, I'm left-handed, so my X-Acto knife would be in my left hand, and I'm going to hold it sort of like this. And then using my right hand, I'm going to put my index finger and my thumb behind that protected edge, and then I'll run my blade in this manner. And you can see then I can cut smoothly, and my thumb and my index finger are protected. So you just want to make sure you're keeping your fingers clean and away from the edge of the knife. And so this is my X-Acto blade. You can see sort of the size of the blade here. I have a small box of, there's 100 number 11 blades in here, and I like to change blades relatively frequently. And that actually, it's just like being a chef. The sharper knives are actually safer because they'll cut cleanly. You won't have to repeat as many strokes to cut through something, and the fewer repeats you need to do, the less opportunities you have for accidentally injuring yourself. Okay, so I also have my lead holder here, and in it I have HB lead that's sharpened. I'm just gonna extend it out a little bit. And you can see on my cutting mat, I have a black cutting mat, but you could also get a clear one or a translucent one. And this size is 11 by 17. There are many different sizes. This is generally okay for the kind of work that I do. But if you're doing a lot of model making, you may want a much larger one. And they have those available as well. Today I'm going to be cutting my 12-inch by 12-inch base for your assignment. So this is Foamcore, and it's about an 1/8 inch thick. It's white and it's matte finish on both sides. And I'm going to sort of try and choose the corner that's the least damaged. It did get a little beat up when I was putting it in my car. So what I like to do is just sort of align it with the grid that's on the cutting mat. So I've aligned one edge down there, and let's see if I can push this down a bit. I got one edge on this side. So I know that I need a 12 by 12. So I'm going to go ahead and with my ruler, I'm going to mark out 12 inches on one side. And then 12 inches on the other side. Okay, so I've got both of my 12-inch lines. Now I'm going to grab one other tool, which is, this is a 14-inch 30 by 60 triangle, and I'm going to use it to extend my lines. And I'm not going to mark everywhere, I'm just going to see, you know, I'm aligning my triangle here, so the long side is out here. There's my mark, so I'm somewhere around here. I'm going to lightly mark a vertical, and then flip it around and aligning it with my 12-inch mark there. Do the same thing, so now I know this is my mark. So now I'm going to go ahead and use my cutting rail and my X-Acto blade, and it's nice and tight. You know, you twist on this knurled part of it in order to tighten the blade into place. So if it's wobbly or you need to change it, you twist and loosen it and open it, and then put it back in. Here, let me show you. See, it comes out, and then you can slide it back in, tighten it a bit, make sure it's nice and tight. Then I'm going to align my marks, line up my cutting rail, and press down evenly. And I know that I'm still on this mat. It's still underneath here somewhere, but I've got enough room so I know it's aligned. And then with my blade relatively vertical, I think I'm holding it at like a 45-degree angle. I'm gonna feel it start and catch, and then slowly and cleanly drag along. And I would say I'm applying medium pressure. And I know I'm gonna make a few cuts to go over it to get all the way through. I'll probably do 3. And I sort of stop, you know, I can test here. See, I see it all went all the way through. Now I'm gonna rotate my mat underneath so that I can catch this other side. I'm gonna press down, and again, I'm lining my cutting rail up with my marks. Try and get out of the way of the camera. And again, this time I'm starting pretty light, and then I'm applying medium pressure now. And then one last sort of harder pressure to get through this last bit. I might need one more. And I've got my clean, nice cut trimmed away there. And if there's any marks on this, you could probably get it out with a little bit of eraser so you have a nice clean surface. But I think that's sort of the easiest way to go ahead and cut your 12 by 12.